Hello, curios and weirdos. Has anyone ever been friends with somebody who's just so pretty on the outside, but just ugly on the inside? I'm talking those people who are just nasty to waiters and people doing customer service and they just look down on them. Just disgusting. Have you ever wondered what would happen to those people as they go along in life and they finally get their karma? Well, for today's story by Nathaniel Hawthorne, by the way, for those book nerds like myself, the writer of The Scarlet Letter, we're going to explore a young lady who is just nasty, 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 and how she gets her karma. We're going to put Oreo Jr. back here, and I'm going to welcome you. Hello, curios, weirdos, and everything in between. Welcome to the Curio Storyteller, where we take old books and we treat them like our old friend that we catching up with. We cosplay the characters within, or sometimes not even the characters. And then we have conversations. We try to figure out what we learned, what stood out to us, or just, we just enjoy a good story together. So today's tale is coming from 30 Chilling Tales, Short and Shivery. And this one is by Nathaniel Hawthorne. Are y'all ready for us to have a super scary Saturday sleepover, Scott?
I am.
Here we go. Oh, and by the way, the tale is called Lady Eleanor's Mantle. When America was still a British colony, a young woman, Lady Eleanore Radcliffe, traveled from England to become the ward of Governor Souci of Massachusetts Bay. The gentleman and his wife were Eleanor's only surviving relatives and happy to have her stay in Providence House, the governor's house in Boston. Shout out to Boston. Lady Eleanor was beautiful, witty, well educated, and extremely proud of her place in the world. She wanted nothing to do with anyone who was not as highborn or rich as herself. She's talking about the, pores, She doesn't want to be around the pores. That's what she's saying without saying it, okay? She was not at all sure that the colonies had much to offer her after life in London at the royal court. But she was quite impressed when the governor sent an elegant coach drawn by four sleek black horses to meet her ship and carry her to Providence House. He also arranged for a gallant escort of gentlemen, hey, on horseback to ride before and behind her coach. Okay, girl, you pull it up in style. Okay, girl. People in the street glimpsed Lady Eleanor through the large glass windows of the coach and thought she looked very much like a queen, though she was still in her teens. But what caused the most comment was her embroidered mantle, which had been worn by the most skillful, or woven, I'm sorry, not worn, she's wearing it, which was woven by the most skillful seamstress in London. Its gold, silver, and red threads seemed to catch fire from the late afternoon sun, so that the young woman appeared wrapped in a cloak of flames. Ooh, okay, girl, you looking hot. When the coachman reined in his four black steeds in front of Providence House, a nearby church bell tolled for a funeral. Everyone was upset that its mournful clang accompanied Lady Eleanor's arrival. Who can help that? But okay, girl, we ain't know somebody was going to, have a funeral while you were strolling into town. Just then, as Governor Sue and his wife approached the carriage to assist their ward in climbing down, a pale young man with tangled hair rushed from the crowd and fell in the dust at Eleanor's feet. Okay, girl, he like you. Scott, why don't you do that?
I don't know.
Offering his back as her footstool. Oh, he really like you, sis.
Mhm.
Get up, sir, roared the governor, threatening to beat the young man with his cane. Oh, sir, you better get up, get up, get up, sir. Don't strike him, said Eleanor scornfully. When men want to be trampled on, I'm happy to give them give them the favor they deserve.
All right.
Okay, is anybody else getting BDSM vibes from this chick? And maybe her governor uncle who want to beat him with a cane? It's giving 50 shades of gray. Light as a sunbeam on a cloud, she placed her foot upon the waiting back, extended her hand to meet that of the governor, and stepped down. Y'all come get my hand. Scott, get on the floor so I can step on you.
Okay.
Who is this insolent fellow? The governor's wife demanded. Okay, we gonna call him GH because his name is Gervas Hales Wise. It's GH.
Okay.
For the sake of my English only speaking tongue, because that's all they teach over here. Period. Okay. GH, replied the governor's doctor, a youth without position or fortune, but of good mind, until he met Lady Eleanor in London. He fell in love with her, but she would have nothing to do with anyone in such humble circumstances. Ugh, the horrors. Her scorn drove him mad. He was mad even to dream of approaching so noble a lady as my ward, said the governor, signaling the discussion was at an end. Why this young man couldn't shoot his shot? Why this man, I mean, in the fairy tale books, they always shoot their shot and they win. So why this man can't shoot his shot? A few days after this incident, a ball was given in honor of the Lady Eleanor's arrival. Province House was filled with the richest and most noteworthy gentry in Boston. The ladies shone in rich silks and satins spread over wide hoop skirts. Okay, girl, she was out there they looking good. The gentlemen glittered with gold embroidery laid unsparingly on the purple and scarlet or sky blue velvet of their coats and waistcoats. The place was alive with voices, laughter, and music. But no person drew the eye and admiration of the crowd more than Lady Eleanor. Okay, girl, you better clean up, sis. On her mantle, and her mantle gave an added majesty and mystery to her. The story went around that it had been made by a unaliving girl. And had the magic power of giving new grace and beauty to the wearer every time it was put on. It was said that the fanciful birds and animals and flowers that adorned it were the product of a mind grown delirious with approaching unaliving. So I guess these people had people sewing for them even when they were on a unaliving bed. Like, girl, what would you want that? Would y'all want that? Would y'all want somebody who's about to punch out, pass away? Would you want them sewing your stuff? Probably against their will, because they probably busy trying to, pass away, like transition. Scott, would you want somebody to sew you up something?
No.
Me either, but everybody's different. Also, I feel like this might not end so well, but let's see. To some of those looking at the young woman, it seemed that the strange magic of the mantle gave her an almost feverish flush. Oh, girl, okay. While others thought it made her skin look as pale as the most delicate bone china. Okay, you just everything. Eleanor herself seemed as changeable. Sometimes she chattered and laughed excitedly with certain select guests. Just as often, she seemed moody and withdrawn and tired to the point of fainting. Oh, girl, okay. Kind of like that person that sold your dress, huh? Kind of like that. You think maybe that person felt a little faint? While the guests were taking refreshments, Lady Eleanor settled into a large chair with a sigh, chattering with the governor's doctor, who noted her sudden weariness with a professional eye. Suddenly, here come our boy, y'all. Suddenly, GH appeared, kneeling at her feet, having slipped unnoticed through the side door. I beg you, dear lady, throw off that mantle, he cried. It may not be too late. Throw the accursed thing in the fire. Never mind. Let's just keep reading. But Lady Eleanor, with a scornful laugh, drew the rich folds of the embroidered mantle over her head so that it threw her features half into shadow and gave her a mysterious look. Let me show y'all what that looked like. She like, what you talking about, Willis? I look hot. Leave me, she mocked, but always remember me as you see me now. I'm going to just pause for the cause real quick. Mm-hmm. Is anybody else side-eyeing this whole situation? Because it look a little weird. Like, why is this man telling you to take this thing off? And why are you telling him to remember as you were? What is going on here? I don't know. This is weird. These people are weird. They're scary. At this, he was dragged from the room by the doctor and several other gentlemen and servants who shoved him roughly out the iron gate of Province House and slammed it shut with a loud clang. As the night wore on, the weirdness in Eleanor's manners increased. Her face grew flushed. She smiled because it seemed too much effort to speak. People over there asking her questions. She like, what are you, how long are you here? Do you like the party? Girl, go take a nap. The doctor whispered something in the governor's ear that changed the man's cheerful expression to one of fear and worry. A few moments later, it was announced that unforeseen circumstances made it necessary to end the party immediately. Puzzled, the guests went home. What y'all think happened? I would have been that person in the crowd, like, why we gotta leave? What happened? I ain't even had my second glass of champagne. What's up? Anyway, the curious event at the hall let's rewind. The curious events at the ball were quickly forgotten when, a few days later, the city was thrown into a panic by an outbreak of smallpox. Is that like hantavirus? Is that like what we doing right now with the Taco Bell? What's that Taco Bell thing that everybody...
Yeah.
Is it like that? Because I guess, yeah, I would be scared too. Which in those days could not be prevented or cured. At first, the disease struck only the proud, the well-born, and the wealthy, not the poor. Though it soon spread throughout the whole city and countryside. It was pointed out that the first to fall victim were persons who had attended Lady Eleanor's ball at Province House. In fact, the blood red flag that marked every house where smallpox had entered had first been waving over the door of Province House. Oh, girl, y'all rich but got smallpox. Though no one outside the house had seen Lady Eleanor since the night of the ill-fated ball, it was rumored that the disease had crossed the seas from London in her gorgeous mantle. Uh-oh, girl. Ooh. It was said that fate and misery had been woven into its gold and silver threads by a woman already unaliving of the disease. Girl, girl, you had somebody with smallpox sewing your stuff, girl. Woo, sis, girl. Woo, girl. Was it worth it, sis? Do y'all think it was worth it? Was it worth it, girl? Y'all got my hat falling off, girl. People whispered that this had been a punishment of Eleanor for her pride and cruelty. People cursed her and called each red warning flag a new triumph for the Lady Eleanor. Okay, girl, look, we got a front seat to this karma. I see the girl we watching karma today. Today. They shunned Province House, and most of its inhabitants fled. So there was no one to stop GH when he entered one evening. Sir, stop going over there, sir. The woman, sir, she spread smallpox, sir. Go home. Find a new chick to get on the ground so she can step on you. Like, sir, we got to do better. Quickly, he climbed the stairs to the upper hallway, throwing open door after door, calling, Lady Eleanor. At last, from the gloom of the darkened chamber, a woman's voice whispered, a drop of water. My throat is scorched. GH stepped a little way into the room, spotting the mantle into which a unalive woman had innocently embroidered a spell of dreadful power. He shuddered. Girl, it was just smallpox. Then he drew near the canopied bed, where something stirred behind the silken curtains. He pulled the drapes apart and saw a skeletal figure that tried to hide a hideous face with claw-like hands. She like, oh, don't look at me. Girl, pull that mantle over your face. Pull it up like you did that one night. Ugh. Ugh. Scott, don't look at me. I don't got my makeup on.
Oh no.
Yeah. Got my hair done. Okay. Don't look at me, the woman croaked. Who are you? Asked the young man, fascinated and repelled by the vision. What are you doing in my lady's chamber? I am one who wrapped myself in pride as in a mantle and scorned you, she rasped. Now you are avenged. I am Eleanor Radcliffe. Another triumph for the Lady Eleanor, cried GH, completely driven mad by her words. All have been her victims. It is fitting that the final victim is herself. Is anybody else thinking maybe he wasn't that into her? Oh, girl, he dragged you. That night, a torchlit procession led by GH carried the straw figure of a woman wrapped in a fantastically embroidered mantle to the square in front of Providence House. Oh Lord. There the mob turned the effigy and a strong wind, or burnt the effigy, and a strong wind came and swept away the ashes. And it was said from that hour the disease abated, as if from first to last it had some mysterious connection to Lady Eleanor's mantle. No one knew the lady's fate for certain, but for a long time afterwards, there was talk that in a certain chamber of the mansion, a woman's ghostly form could be seen, shrinking into the shadows and muffling her face with richly embroidered mantle, looking like this. The pores.
All right.
And they all lived happily ever after. The end, y'all. Okay, so what'd you guys think? Do you think she got her karma? That's question number one. Do y'all think this chick got her karma? Do y'all think she deserved it? What do y'all think about what happened to her? Also, this story kind of confused me. Even though it didn't, it just kind of was a little confusing because, like, what was that? But I mean, I get that it was karma, but like, what was that? That was a lot. Anyway, so another question I want to ask y'all, and y'all can put it in the comments, but this is gonna be for Scott as well.
Okay.
Do you think she was a ghost all along, or do you think she was cursed by the mantle she was wearing? Because remember, she was flushed and pale, and she was doing a lot.
Mm-hmm. Well, I didn't consider that she might be a ghost, so I'm gonna have to go with she was cursed.
Okay, period. For me, I'm gonna give a what stood out to me. What stood out to me was this, and y'all can do with this what you will. She treated those beneath her really trashy, but that is until the greatest equalizer on the planet came unto her, sickness and ultimately unaliving. So, as everyone goes along, be careful how you treat people, because while you might be up and they might be down, sometimes them tables turn, baby. Okay. And you saw Miss Eleanore was sitting up in there like, somebody bring me some water. Like, hey, you shouldn't have treated people bad, ma'am. Maybe they wouldn't be over there treating you bad. So be careful. Be careful.
Good advice.
Yeah, I guess. I think so. Did you have anything else?
I do not.
Okay, I think Oreo Jr. rolled. He tucked and rolled off the bed and got on the floor because he was scared. He didn't know if the bed had smallpox in it. Okay, guys, we're going to end this. So as always, guys, thanks for coming and hanging out with us. We enjoy spending time with you, and hopefully you guys enjoy spending time with us. Make sure you guys like, share, subscribe, check out some live shorts, videos, all that fun stuff. Our home of this channel is your home. So please enjoy, have a good time. But with that, we're going to bid you guys adieu. So from wherever we are, even when we're going across the Atlantic Ocean and bringing smallpox to everybody via a mantle that was created by somebody who was suffering from smallpox, to wherever you guys are, peace and love and happiness. And we'll see you guys a little later, but really a little later is like 30 minutes, because we got to get back to this crazy person who's gonna get his karma too. So with that, we're gonna bid you guys adieu. Bye.